Hello everybody and welcome back to SpeedForce Racing. My name is JB and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings. But first, let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship here in GP3 because leading the way by just, well, a margin, quite a margin, is Sven in P1 ahead of Stam, who's in P2. Trainman is in P3 after a drastic day in Russia, and Friedrich is in P4. Gaming Things with a qualifying ban is in P5 ahead of Dr. Special Energy, who's in P6. Lee is in P7 and a Storm in P8. Topics is in P9 and Thefster is in P10, back after a week of working. In P11 is Mad G, who was on commentary last night, thank you Mad G. And P12 is Psychomich, P13 is GA, and P14 is Ash, P15 is Chris, and P16 is Jurgamel. P17 is DJ Clarkson, and P18 is Manny. Or Maurice, I can't remember how to say his name. I'm having a blonde moment. Okay. Hagen is in P19 and Ryan Van Doom is in P20. The Constructors' Championship. Still rivaling hard, Ferrari are on top ahead of Williams in P2. God, can we have that in real life, please? In P3 is Alfa Romeo, and P4 is Red Bull. P5 is Renault, P6 is Racing Point, P7 is Toro Rosso, P8 is Mercedes, P9 is Haas, and P10 is McLaren. I'm not on my own tonight. Oh, wait, I am. No, I am on my own tonight until, hopefully, Energy Dan comes to join me tonight. Hopefully he'll come and join me tonight up in the commentary booth, but we're waiting on him to come in because he's been late home, being caught at home. So, another week of SFR, and we're here in Japan for Suzuka, the Japanese Grand Prix. This track has hosted multiple championship wins, including the dramatic 1976 finish between James Hunt and Niki Lauda, where Niki Lauda famously retired because he deemed it too wet to race. And James Hunt only had to finish 5th to win the World Championship. And he did. It's okay, Alex. Alex not with us tonight because he's lost his voice, which is not helpful when you're a commentator. Especially when if you look back at streams when I had no voice and I actually still did it, that really was not the best idea. Hello to everyone who's come to join us in the stream chat. Once again, we're missing one driver tonight, but that's okay. We will get everyone nonetheless. No, Billy, you've been told. You have been told, Billy. That's all I'm going to say. So, nonetheless, it's all going to be a fantastic evening here tonight in SFR. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to hopefully having my first commentary session alongside Energy Dan. But that comes soon. As soon as Dan walks in. But we shall be heading over the track soon. Before we do anything else, I'm going to change YouTube channel, so I'm not on my personal YouTube account, because I want to be able to watch it on the SFR account. Hello to everyone in the stream chat. Everyone's very active tonight in the stream chat. It's been quite a nice few days. Did everyone enjoy the Brazilian Grand Prix? I most certainly enjoyed the last 10 laps. The first, 52 were terrible. But nonetheless, it's going to be really fun to see how we can talk about the Brazilian Grand Prix and show what everyone deems as a very exciting and accentuating race. Hopefully, SFR can show exactly the same level of endurance and fun, but for the entire race distance rather than just the last quarter. Nonetheless, though, we're going to be heading over the trackside anytime soon, anytime this moment, so we're just waiting on seeing the drivers. We've got 20 drivers in track, waiting on Energy Dan coming to join us in commentary, but we will not wait. We will send the drivers over the track as soon as possible. Yeah, that was pretty silly, but at least he apologised for it. Alex Albon, Daniel saying that he enjoyed it right up until Alex Albon was taken out. Yes, I completely agree. I was not very happy with Mr. Hamilton when he did that, but at least he apologised. That's all you can do. And I very much enjoyed seeing Pierre Gasly up there because, if you don't know, I'm quite a good fan of Toro Rosso. They're the team that I've always liked. I actually was wearing my Toro Rosso shirt when he got the podium. I was also wearing it when Daniel Kvyat got his podium this year. So I'd like to say that's my lucky shirt now. But I'm sat here in my Caterham t-shirt today. Nonetheless, we're heading over the trackside now, and we can talk more about the F1 in Brazil when we get there. But today we're going to talk about Japan, this track, this assumingly brilliant track. Looking forward to commentating on this track. Suzuka is always one of my favourites to commentate on. Yeah, well, I think it was just a bit of bit of good luck, a bit of fun, and Gasly was right there. But that's how most drivers get podiums in Formula One. Good luck. That's how Robert Kubica got his first win in Formula One, his first and only win in Toro. Yes, he is, because there's less pressure in Toro Rosso. But unfortunately, I believe Pierre Gasly is going to be a bit like a Heikki Kovalainen, or a bit like Heikki Kovalainen, where he was good in the mid-pack, but not too brilliant in the top car, which really sucks to say, because he's a quality driver. Nonetheless, though, as we head on to qualifying here, qualifying strategy here is very important. This track is very difficult to overtake at, and we will see what happens. So as we wait for the UI to pop on, there it is. What happened last night? Well, last night, the GP4 guys actually had a race cancelled. Hello, Z Basley. The race was cancelled due to the game did not want to work. So the GP4 have rescheduled their Japanese Grand Prix to take place straight after the season. So after the season is all wrapped up, they're going to return here to Suzuka and they're going to race. So I believe, unless anyone can tell me differently, I don't think the championship can be wrapped up today. As we see a Williams coming out on track, I believe that is of Mad G, and we have no engine sound as per normal in the Formula 1 game. So the Williams of Mad G is the first driver out onto track, the 47 car. The man with the black helmet changed his stripe to white. So we're going to see also the Ferrari. Lee Nell is the second driver on track as well. And Lee's going to struggle around this track being on the controller. But we will see what happens as we now head. And my button to switch cameras isn't working. Hear that? Thanks, game. This game's getting worse. There we go. Well, Gamey, you are aware that penalty is going to carry over to next week in America, so you're still going to get a qualifying ban. There's no way around it. Nonetheless, though, drivers here. So Gamey saying he's not racing due to the penalty he was given last week. Yeah, this track is actually incredibly difficult on the controller due to the first sector being heavily full of VSs. You can't get the direction changes that you want to as they run up towards 130R. This famously where Fernando Alonso passed Michael Schumacher at full speed back in, I believe, 2003. Maybe even before that, maybe after that, even 2004. But as he comes through, look at the power, and Mad G definitely putting in as quickly as he can into the Casio chicane. And slow as Gareth, the man on commentary, is about to blast through into the final corner. DRS opening on the Williams, and he gets a little bit squirrely on the start of the lap, and he runs now down into... Oh, he's got traffic as well at the racing point, getting out of the way, and to the Toro Rosso through turn 1. You don't want to brake, and into turn 2, where you do brake into the chicanes. Now, the magical Suzuka S's. A little bit wide on apex there from Mad G as he comes through now up into the second part of the S's, up the hill, steadily climbing. This is where Lance Stroll had a suspension failure back in Williams, and that was actually completely on his fault. Whoa, rear end sliding a little bit on Mad G's car as he comes through towards Degner. Degner 1 here. Well done to him for taking the curve a little bit right. You can cut that there. Degner 2. This is where Daniel Kvyat had a major incident back in 2015. As now you see Hagen getting out of the way of Mad G, who's absolutely flying through. No, we have America before Mexico, I believe. Or whichever the track's next, you will be getting the qualifying ban. You will be serving a qualifying ban, Gaming. There's no way around it. So, as Mad G comes through, you were asked for footage, but you weren't. You didn't respond. So coming up into the run up to a route, not a route. What am I on about? A run up to 130R. This is the only track with a This is the only track with a figure of 8 layout. Why? Because you caused an incident, and we caught it on stream. I'm not going to talk about this anymore, Gaming. If you don't like the penalty, then just get over it. Mad G crossing line a 131.2. What can Lee now do on the same tyres with the Honda engine at the back of the car? Crossing the line is second place and none displaced. I believe Sven is the next driver on track. The first driver on the soft tyres. He's slow though. I wonder if he's had a problem on the softs. The number 9 car coming through. And he's trying to get a pit lane. Didn't manage it, but he's gone for the shortest line. Crossing the line is going to be P1 at 128.8. And I dropped my phone. Okay, so first round of laps almost done as we're looking at Storm in the Toro Rosso. Let's have a look. Actually, let's go to Friedrich. Friedrich looks to be a driver. Still with the pumpkin helmet now, as he comes through Degner 1. He's got Psychomich in front, in a difficult position. Is Psychomich on a lap time? I think he is on the hards. So, nonetheless, he's going to have to either yield the position or Friedrich's going to have to overtake him. Do excuse me. Sector 2's yellow flags are waving as the driver's getting out of the way. There's a 22 car on screen of Friedrich. So we keep an eye on everyone else. Coming through. Oh, that's wide for Friedrich of Spoon. That might have cost him a little bit of time there. Laserlaw saying that he believes a 1:28.3 is going to be pole position time here. I believe that it's going to be a little bit faster, maybe a 1:28 dead. We will see as we look at Friedrich coming through. Friedrich has invalidated his lap time now. Here's Luke Beck in the Red Bull. So Luke Beck in the Red Bull, what can he get up to as he comes through the S's? He's going to really struggle here on the medium compound of tyres. Drivers all looking for that. Whoa, he's round and into the wall goes Luke Beck. And he's managed to keep it out of the barrier. He has damaged the nose, though. He's got to wait, see if there's a driver coming. Yeah, there's the McLaren, who he's reversed out, and his Red Bull teammate having to get out of the way. So Stam goes fast. There's a 1:28.5 already getting faster, but Luke Beck skimming the grass and causing himself to spin. Luckily, he caught it nicely. Jurgemel up there in P4, as Fefster goes up and says, hey, I want to play in P3, does this Swedish driver. The Super Swede, not Ronnie Peterson. Actually, I can call him that because Ronnie Peterson used to drive in a Lotus, which was those colours. Which were black and gold, yeah. It's a shame that he died. He died in the Lotus he died in the ground effect Lotus, I believe, as topics goes. To start his lap time, invalidated lap though, as Luke Beck with the damaged nose is going to trundle back to pit lane now with the Honda engine, try and save as much of that. Here's Manzo, there we go, I can say it now. Manzo in the Mercedes did a good job in Russia to get up onto the podium. Now you see Manzo pushing hard as much as he can. So, what can the Mercedes do here? They were dominant here with Valtteri Bottas's win in 2019. But can they win here today? Jurgemel is currently P6. That's not a bad lap. So we'll see what happens as one of my friends wants a link. Let's see if she'll come and laugh at me. So what can the Mercedes of Manzo do as he comes through the final corner now? Want to stay tight towards that line, but he stays out wide. Crossing line now, it's a 1:28.9. That's very close, very competitive towards the top two. Only a few tenths separating him and Sven. We hear the whistle blows as the driver gets released from the pit lane. Here's Mike Barnes. Hello, Racing Pods. How are you doing? Come to see your Red Bull teammates come and play as we look at Mike Barnes coming through Spoon now. Heading up towards 130R. What can the Greek driver do? Ooh, his voice is going already. The Greek driver looking for a good qualifying here on the soft tyres, looking to be around. He wants to really be fifth on these tyres. Storm and Lee, the Toro Rossos, showing it up in 5th and 6th right now. What can the Red Bull do with the same power unit? Crossing the line now, it's going to be 4th, which is a quality lap time to jump there past Fefster. Trainman. Oh, big collision. Has there been a collision? There seems to be a Toro Rosso in the grass. It's Lee. He's lost it at Spoon. And Trainman also in the gravel. What on earth's happened there? There didn't seem to be a penalty for either driver. But the number 14 Ferrari, no, it's not Fernando Alonso with the best helmet on the grid, is going to have to trundle back out. His teammate's there, his brother. And there we go. Back onto track is the Swedish man. Swede. What an interesting accident there. So Friedrich coming through towards Degner once more. We caught him here last time, and now he's got a car ahead of him. Oh, he's going to catch it. He's fine. Got very close towards the curbs there. Now we're looking through the hairpin. Take that at multiple different angles there. So Friedrich, the Norwegian driver, trying to push on as much as he can. Looking to actually get a qualifying lap here. Please run wide again. I think that's going to be Curtains for that lap time here. He's still going. No, that is Curtains. He has abandoned the lap time. Shadow Britain in the Alfa Romeo is currently P14, struggling. A 1:36 is his best lap time. Alfa didn't really perform here back in 2019 either. Mad G on a lap time goes 2 seconds slower as he starts his lap. Another whistle blows as the driver gets released onto track. Let's have a look at Doc Special Energy, who's gone through the first sector now. And sector 1 is lining up with yellow flags. He's getting close to the curve there. Here's the doctor. Hello, Avlor. Sector 1's yellow flags are waving here. We'll see if we can see it. It's a slow car. It's Hagen getting out of the way now. As you see Doc Special Energy come through. Had a win back in Singapore. Looking for another good result for the Racing Point team. Mad G retires in sector 1. That must be damaged with 7 minutes left to go of the session. What can he do? So Doc Special Energy is going to be pushing as hard as he can through the spoon. He knows he has to make up for the deficit of being on a controller. How is everyone doing tonight? I am doing well. Sat here, relaxing on my own. Curbs are deadly, says Lee. Lee basically confirming there was no collision between him and Trainman. So I'm dropping my controller now. God, I'm drunk. Looking at Dr. Special Energy. What can he do? The 72 car, who stole 72 from Linnell. Whoa, getting close to the wall. Had to turn out a little bit. Crossing the line now. It's going to be a P9 time. Just behind Lee. And Lee was on different tyres. That's a struggle for Jordan to have to redo. Current pole sitter is right up there in a 1:28.5. Don't remember last time that he's got pole position, but what can Stam do as he comes through Degner and then pushing hard into Degner 2. Under the bridge now. There's a Red Bull behind him. I believe that's a Luke Beck on the out lap. Might be Mike Barnes though. Everyone's showing their support for all the drivers here as always. Ah, yes. So Lee confirming that they lost it at the same time on the same corner at the same point. Stam now coming into spoon. What can the Williams do? Currently provisional pole position with 6 minutes 10 seconds left on the clock. Sector 2's yellow flags are waving. As we look at the Greek driver. Wow, as close as you want to the Racing Point. I believe that was Doc Special Energy on his lap, on his in lap. Powering now towards the Casio chicane. Stam, what's he going to do? As he looks towards... Whoa, there's a big moment there for Stam. Fighting the car, crossing the line. Now it's going to be even faster. A 1:28.2. My goodness me, that's a quick lap time. How many laps of 50% difference? I have no idea. Fefsler, currently on an out lap, but is currently on a re-out lap, seeing as I think he's invalidated his first lap. And Shadow Britain with a time penalty for contact with... Oh my goodness, where is the Alpha? Let's have a look. He's on a slow lap. Oh, he's got a grid drop for crashing with Topics. Where's Topics? How much damage is in the car with the man with the orange helmet? 27 laps is the half race distance. Let's have a look, Shadow, to see if we can get a better picture of Topics' nose. Oh, that's heavy damage on the 22 car. He's going to be getting out of the way as he comes into Degner. There's GA Gordon in the Scotsman's helmet as we see Sven. Second place, Mike Bards is currently in fourth place. GA doing a good job in 15th, actually. It's in sixth, actually. So Gordon looking to like this track. So Topics with damage. We now know that Shadow Britain will be starting from the back of the grid if he stays there. So 5 places added to his penalty. Jordan saying not too far behind Lee. No, not at all. And Lee was on harder tyres. So that'll make you think. 4 minutes left to go qualifying. Won't be long. Hopefully we'll have Energy Dan come and join us in a moment. Everyone knows as Ryan Van Doom, I believe he's a new resident driver in the Alfa Romeo, is going to be pushing hard. He's really struggled in GP2, was my teammate at one point, and is now back down in GP3. He's pushing the Alfa as hard as it can go. And the new resident driver, our favourite supervillain, is Ryan Van Doom. Coming through the chicane now into the final corner, as pushing as hard as he can into pit lane. Sort of rear end stat though, there's that nasty bump at the start of pit lane. Sykovich, though, is the next driver to finish a lap time by the looks of it. And there is a McLaren in front of him of Chris Kahn. The German driver is going to be under pressure as he pits, and Sykovich also pitting. That nasty bump is catching drivers out. Look at the way they're turning in. Here's Gordon. What can GA do as the 80 car comes into the hairpin? So what can GA do as he's already got a good qualifying position right now? Can he emulate Carlos Sainz and get onto the podium here as Carlos Sainz did last week in Brazil? Well done to Carlos. Has anyone else noticed that the podium for Brazil were either at one time or current Red Bull drivers? Thoughts? Gio seems to be on a pretty slow down lap. Seems to be recurring his time. Maybe he'll be pitting this lap after a mistake with the tyres. Does he pit? He looks to be heading to pit lane. Yes, he does. Here's Manzo in the Mercedes. Manzo Merck, fighting that car heavily. And he's slowing down. That's over now. Sven is currently P3 behind his teammate who's in P2. The Ferraris have been nip and tuck all season long. You see there going wide a little bit is Sven, the younger, I believe, of the two brothers. About to push up towards the line, but first has to negotiate 130R and a chicane. If only it was Lando. Yeah, but Carlos is just as good as Lando. They're good friends, and I think that's good. I would have loved it to be Lando, but Carlos is a good substitute. And plus, I have a Carlos helmet, so, I like him. Sven, not looking to pit this time. Going to power down. It's going to be the fastest lap. It's going to be a 1:28.5, which is a faster lap time, but nothing is touching Stam's current time. Friedrich will apparently have pole, according to Havlor, saying a 1:25.2. I mean, be interesting. And the Renault's coming out actually in formation right now, so maybe Friedrich's trying to give his teammate a tow. Let's have a look at Shadow Breton, who we know has got a penalty. He's going to try and improve. He's got 1.2 seconds improving right now. He's got no ERS left. Recharge as he comes through into the chicane. Chucking the car in is Shadow. Going to power on as much as he can. He does not pit. Going to cross the line, so it's going to be a 1:32.9, which will give him a more competitive lap time, but it's still going to be 18th place. Remember, starting at the back due to penalty. Here's Storm. What can the living Thunderbolt do as he comes through turn 1 and turn 2 into the chicane? This is the worst place to meet a driver in the S's. It's absolutely horrendous. He could be stuck behind him the whole way through. And Shadow Britton's got to be aware that he might not be on a lap time, and he's done 5 laps with no tyres. I don't think Shadow Britton is on a lap time. As you see Storm coming closer and closer to the back of the Alpha bailing out the way. And there, Storm coming through Degner 1, and Storm's going to be a little bit unsighted, a little bit unsettled by the Alpha. I do like Smooth Operator, because he's a smooth operator. And I think Storm's very much a smooth operator as well. So what can he do? I've had a few conversations with Storm recently in the AlphaTauri driver, as I did win a race in the AlphaTauri. Got to bring that always up, because, So what can Storm do as he comes up towards 130R? Qualifying is now over, and one Ferrari is staying in the garage. Sector 2 is waving as we come through. Storm is improving. Can he get up into the top 5? It's such a close qualifying grid. Topics popping it into P7. Now into the final corner. What can Storm do? No energy left. It's going to be a quick lap time. It's going to be P4. Where's Trainman right now? He's down in his time. Trainman, I don't think he's going to improve. He's going to be close. And Stam, remember, is on a lap time as well. Let's see where Stam is. Stam's coming through the final corner now. Is this going to be a pole position lap for the Greek driver? Sliding a bit there as he hits the bump. Crossing the line now. It's a 1:27.9. What a quick lap time there. It's a crucial pole position. I don't think Trainman's got enough in the Ferrari to do it. I think Williams have got pole position today. As you keep on looking at Trainman, what can Oggy do? He crossed the lines. P2, he's beaten his teammate, but it's not enough. Stam is on pole position today. Unless, well, you see Hagen pits. Driver's pit, and then Hagen is going to go nowhere. Hagen does not get a lap time in today. Pole position is the Greek driver of Stam. Jürgen Mel retiring, same as Matt G. One driver with a penalty. Shadow Britain will be starting last position today here in Suzuka. Ah, that was an exciting qualifying. Oh, there's been contact there with the Alfa Turia. Sorry, the Toro Rosso. I love the name Toro Rosso. I wish I hadn't changed it. And there we have engine sound again as we now head to look at the table of who qualified where here in Suzuka. So, qualifying decided just a moment ago. Stam in pole position ahead by 3 tenths of Treyman in P2. Sven is in P3 and Friedrich is in P4. Mike Barnes is in P5. Storm is in P6 and Manzo is in P7. Felix is in P8 ahead of Linal, who's in P9. Topics is in P10, beating out Luke Beck, who's in P11. Remember, everyone outside of the top 10 will have free tyre choice. Luke Beck in P11 ahead of GA in P12. Chris is in P13. Ryan Van Doom is in P14, beating out Special Energy, who's in P15. Psychomich is in P16 ahead of Jurga in P17. Maggi is in P18. P19 was Shadow Britain, and P20 was Hagen. But remember, those two are going to swap positions due to Shadow Britain having a penalty for contact with Topics. So we will see what happens now. What will drivers do as we head over to track? Silent commentary from myself. We'll see what happens. Ooh, what's this? Bell's just sent me a picture. Hangtown. No idea what that is. I get sent pictures by I don't get sent anything, but it's a helmet. The helmet company Bell puts something up on Instagram. I just followed it, so you know. I like looking at. Mike's a bit low on JB. It shouldn't be. It should be as loud as possible. But I've just been quietly talking. So as we head now towards the lap times, normally I'm much louder, but yes. Oh, multiple people going for the alternate strategy. We've got Psychomich, Ryan Van Doom going for the hardest compound of tyres. As now we see the drivers all lift away. Hopefully there's no silly buggers about who's where. Funny, the Red Bull team is made up of two... yeah, it's okay, old. Made up of two reserve drivers tonight. So Stam leads us away by... Oh, he shouldn't be breaking that far away on the formation lap. But as long as you stay within 10 car lengths, there'll be no cause for penalties. I wish the game did qualify that. Let's have a look at one of the drivers running the alternate strategy. That's Linel on the medium tyres running the alternate, hoping to stay out of trouble. But he is right in the middle of all the fun and games, and he does have a few drivers in front of him that may have a difficult start. We will see what happens, though. Topics in the Racing Point looking to come back. I want Racing Point to change their name. That sounds such a stupid name. They should try and convince an old team to try and bring back their name. But Stam already, he wants to get this race started. Look at that. He wants to get the race started. He's already up on the curves. And now we'll see what happens as they're heading towards the line. Trainman looking to beat out Stam. He's had a bad couple of races, has Trainman. Hasn't really had a good one since Monza. Really struggled at Singapore, really struggled at Sochi. What can the 14 do? Because he's now heading the charts for Ferrari. Will Ferrari allow him to race his teammate? Well, we saw how that ended at the weekend. The AI taking control of the cars. As now Stam coming into the box. We'll see him line up the AI jerky around just as he was. Slowing it down and lining up. Last car on track is Shadow Britain. Let's go on board with him and follow him up into his box. The P20 box is about to be lit up by the Alfa Romeo. What can the Alfa Salva do? The Swiss-made, Italian-born team, or Italian-sponsored team, lining up in P20. Difficult qualifying for Alfa. As now we go towards 5 red lights, there's Japanese fans already getting excited here as we head to the light screens. There we go, up to 5 red lights here in Suzuka. The lights are on, the lights are out. Now it's a good start from P2. A better start though from P1. Stam seems to be coming over, but the Ferraris are going to squeeze him. He's bumped him already. Ferrari's squeezing Stam, and he's out. He's going to lose it. It's a big collision. That was all caused by the Ferraris. The Red Bull of Luke Beck has been sent around. So is Mike Bards and Stam. I have no idea what the Ferraris were doing there, but they pinched him hard. Friedrich dropping behind Fester there. It sees there's damage. Sector 1's yellow flag is GA. Everyone's getting shunted off the track. It's Linnell off the track there in P14, and what on earth were the Ferrari boys doing there? Dot Special Energy pushing hard as he tries to get past his teammate there. Sector 1 yellow flags are still running. The G's now been shunted down a few bits. Trainman being passed by Stam. It seems that there's going to be fights all the way through the fields today as Trainman loses positions by running wide, and Stam is going to be absolutely chucking it now. He saw what they did. They pinched him deliberately, and he's going to go as hard as he can to try and get back up to that position. Everybody knows that Sven and Stam race hard, and we'll see what happens as they head towards the first time. Oh, Topics is round. Big accident appears for Topics. Further back, let's see if we can catch him. Yeah, he's off. Goodness gracious me, where is he? Gonna cut straight across the grass. He got a 10-second penalty for ignoring track limits. I mean, I'm not sure what to constitute that one is. Storm passing Jurgen around the outside at 130 yards. Storm could probably complain that he was off track, but it's okay. But Jurgen's going so deep. Sven leads us away ahead of Stam in P2. Trainman in P3. Manzo in P4. This man Storm is trying to blast his way past Jurgen, and who's trying to defend himself from Lee? Lee to the inside line, heading into turn 1. What can Lee now do? He's looking to the inside. He's got to be careful not to trip over his teammate. His teammate, luckily, is still there, and there's no contact between the Alpha Churious. I've already got saying that now. But my goodness me, what a start that was. Chris Can dropping behind, and Lina looking to go past his teammate in one fluid motion. And look at that, his teammate, who I think has wing damage, is going to be, yeah, that's a big damage on there. But my goodness me, what a start that was. Mike Bards, who was shafted out wide at turn 1, is looking to try and pass Psychomich, who's trying to defend through towards Degner. Jurgen's trying to get past Shadow. Everyone's trying to jostle for positions right now, and there's no sense of who's going where. Topics dropping behind Chris. Oh, there's contact! Topics is out of the race, and Hagen making contact with the wall there. Hopefully Topics didn't crash himself out. I don't believe he would have, as Hagen now made contact with someone. Shadow Breton trying to stay ahead of the Norwegian driver. Sector 1 and 2 yellow flags are waving now as we keep an eye on everyone. Whoa, he's wide! That's Shadow Britain! There was contact, I think, between Hagen and Shadow. Hagen into the wall. Shadow Britain luckily escaping with no damage, but major problems as his tyres will be really hot. Where's Mike Bards? Mike Bards is going to go side by side trying to get past. Oh, that's contact between Psychomich and Mike Bards! Big accident, Psychomich out of the race. My goodness. Topic saying, right, take it to the stewards, mate. Topic saying that he was sideswiped. Drivers all heading to pit lane. Now Manzo dropping positions. Oh, the Friedrich, they made contact. Remember, DRS has now been enabled here in lap 3. And what a frantic 3 laps that has been. Topic's looking to pass, Friedrich looking to pass Fester. Fester's looking for just a good result after 2 weeks away. There seems to be a few instances, 2 drivers out on lap 2 there. Topics and Psychomich. I don't, well, it's not really dirty. I think we'll have to look back on that one rather than just saying dirty driving. So, looking now as we keep an eye on Manzo, who's looking to get past Friedrich. Manzo, who seems to be slowing down a little bit. Maybe the soft tyres are starting to run out of puff already. Psychomich leaving the session. Friedrich with a time penalty, and hopefully that is the first and last time penalty he gets today, as he sits currently in P5. Race for the top though, race for the lead is Stam in P2 ahead of Sven, who's in P1. Not in P1, ahead of P1, who's behind Sven, who's in P1. Sven is getting close. He's a bit slow off the corner there, and Stam having to lift off and then power back up to try and pass the Swedish driver. The Greek is faster though. The Greek driver looking to get through. He's going to try it up the inside. Yes, he is. It's late call. Is there contact? There wasn't. My goodness me, that was close. And Felix hair from a beard in my face. So Felix dropping position now. As now we look at Ryan Van Doom is passing Lee. Lee's going wide. Lee made a big mistake there. But Lee has still got time to go. Remember, his tyres are going to go much longer than anyone else's in the top 10. Apart from Ryan Van Doom. Keep an eye on Chris Cann right now as he looks to pass Maggi. So to one, yellow flags are waving. I'm not sure who it is. I think it's Luke. It's not Luke. Mike Bards with a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Luke Beck with a time penalty there. So to one, yellow flags are rescinded. He'll come powering up now. What can Luke Beck do? The one remaining racing point is in P7 and he's got damage as the Red Bull tries to get past him. We are going to get a co-commentator tonight. It seems that we're going to have a driver come in to join us in just a moment time. The normally found Energy Dan in GP4 is looking to get into commentary as you see Dr. Special Energy dropping now behind Luke Beck after going wide. His car damaged. Where is everyone? Ryan Van Doom passed him as well, and Lee Nell is going to try and get through now. People kicking up the dust. Oh, there's contact! There's everyone's going wide! And I think Lee will forgive himself. Oh, big accident there! Yogamel being flipped into the air. And there's 3 cars in one area. Ryan Van Doom, Yogamel and Luke Beck all out at 130R. Matt G out as well. Virtual safety car has been deployed. Chris Cann with a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Matt G. That seems to be 2 collisions in one race. That might be a mistake from him. The virtual safety car is out here in Japan. And what on earth was that? It was. I think you can forgive Lee. I think Lee will forgive Dr. Special Energy for that tiny bit of contact between the two of them there, because he was having to avoid it. But well done to both of those drivers are getting through that immense collision. I think there should be a full safety car really, because there's 3 cars blocking the track. But we'll wait to see how long the virtual safety car's out. Green flag racing here, and Stam looking to get a better start than Sven. Hasn't managed to do that. And Festa's doing a good job in P5. Yes, he is. As we look at Stam now, within 2 tenths of a driver in front, and Sven's tyres are really struggling here in the Ferrari. Big lag from Stam as a Greek driver tries to rush up behind you. Remember, this was the scene at last lap of a major crash. And Lee now with a time penalty, for 3 time penalties, warning, penalty things, 3 warning flags. There we go, and he has been handed a 3-second penalty. Looking at Stam, he's going to try and get past Sven. I will get the names right eventually, and I don't think Sven has got the puff ultimately on that Williams. The Williams is looking to pass the Ferrari, looking to the inside line. Oh, we saw this before. He's looking, but he hasn't managed to get it. He's got the top speed in him, but he hasn't got enough straight. So what can the Greek driver do as the Ferrari tries to defend ahead of him? Ferrari must be eating his tyres a little bit more. We know they're pretty hard in their tyres. And they're just waiting on Dan. I mean, you could say that, Alex, but I think it was just a mistake. And Dr. Special Energy had damage as well, and he was trying to get out of the way of everyone as they were coming through there. It never seems to go well, no, especially for Ryan Van Doom. Remember, this is his first race in GP3 this season, which is going to really ramp up the trouble for him. As now we look at Stam once more, trying to get past Sven. They weren't even going 4 wide. The back 2, right, Lee was further back. Dr. Special Energy was dropping down due to the wing damage, and he was trying to stay out of the way. Ryan Van Doom passed him, and I think he just clipped the rear end of Luke Beck around this point here, and they all slid off, and they made a big collision. Yogamel just got caught up in it because the cars were still there. That's my assessment of that incident. But granted, in mine was assessing it very quickly as we saw it happening from Linnell's point of view. So maybe it'll happen. You see Sven making a few moves there. I think Stam could probably complain that he was weaving a little bit there. Try and break the toe as we look onto board with Stam. And we see the drivers coming up into the S's for the 8th time this race. Still waiting on my co-commentator to jump in with me. Anytime you want to join Energy Dan, anytime, come on. So, racing is calming down a little bit. 5 cars out of this race. Topics, Psychovic, Luke Beck, Jurgen, Ryan Van Doom, and Mad G. All out of the race, unfortunately, will not be able to continue on in this Grand Prix. Friedrich with a time penalty, and I sense that Stam is starting to get a little bit wound up by the Ferrari in front. Yeah, I know, Psycho. We saw it on stream. Can you take it to the stewards, though, with footage, please? Please and thank you. As we see Stam starting to get closer and closer to Sven, I wonder if the Ferrari is starting to think about if he can try and slow him down into his teammate so his teammate can get through. They're going through. Stam's got a dramatic amount of speed and he's getting through and he's trying to go around the outside of the chicane. Has it been done? It has been done. We have actually done. Oh no, there's contact. Sven is round. He's been guided around by Stam, and I think that was coming due to the stress as we saw Sven pit. I think either he lost it himself or that was coming due to the anger that we saw between these drivers. Dr. Special Energy pushing hard on Shadow Button, trying to get through after a monumental struggle of avoiding that wing damage. He has managed to get round the outside. Can he do what Stam did but not guide him through? He has managed to not guide him through. Shadow Button dropping behind everyone else. Storm looking to pass him as well. The Alfa Romeo being passed by the Alfa Cherry. And Mike Barnes with a time penalty, and I've been joined by my co-commentator. Took you long enough.
Good evening, Lord JB. How are you?
I am very well. How are you? Did you enjoy it? What road were you stuck on?
It was the M606 coming out of Bradford.
Yeah, okay. You're excused. That road's awful.
Yeah. So how's it been going tonight?
Whoa! Big spinner! Dr. Special Energy into the wall! He's managed to escape with no damage, but the curve's very difficult. You turned up and they all go crazy. No, you missed that earlier.
Wow. So we've had a couple of incidents, have we?
We have had lots of incidents. You know what? I think most of them we caught on stream.
Oh, wow. Fantastic job, mate. Nice one.
The stewards will be busy tonight. Sector 1's yellow flags are waving. We'll have a look behind. I believe that might be Mike Barnes. It might be, yes. So, we had a 4-car pile-up in 130R.
Oh, wow.
Which I have no idea how, but Lee Nell and Dr. Special Energy both avoided. We caught it from driver's eye point of view as well, but what I believe happened, Ryan Van Doom just ticked the back of Luke Beck as they tried to pass the Dr. Special Energy who had wing damage. They then span round, then everyone went into them. Jurgen Bell hit them and unfortunately got sent into the air. Mad G got a 5. Mad G, I believe, made contact with Chris Cam, and then we had a virtual safety car deployed.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, looking down the order there, Jack, we've got quite a few people on softs, a few people on mediums. Then we've also got Storm on hard. So, what happened to Storm to be on hard? So, is that a strategy?
Storm had wing damage, so he had to pit. But he pitted, I think, after the big incident. So it was during the virtual safety car.
Wow, it'll be interesting to see if he can go to the end on those hards.
Most certainly will be. Shadow Britain struggling after he had a qualifying infringement. Yeah, qualifying infringement. He hit the back of Topics. He brake checked Topics, and Topics gave him got wing damage from it, gaining himself a 5-place penalty for the Alfa Romeo driver.
So I can see we've got Ogre Trainman. He's on the back of Storm by 2.5 seconds.
Well, here's some interesting fact though. On, Sven was originally in the lead of this race.
No way.
Sven was leading this race, and then Stam and him went side by side into chicane. Now I believe that Stam may have guided the Ferrari round, but I would like to say that he didn't. I'd like to say he just lost it himself. Chris Can into the gravel, and he has left the session.
Unfortunate from Chris.
Yeah, should really have retired, but the car is still going.
Yeah, well, let's hope he hasn't retired and that's just an issue and he can sign back in. But yeah, he's got some serious wing damage there.
Yeah, he lost the rear end and went straight into the wall. So I believe he might have done that in anger. Mike Barnes looking to pass Hagen on the outside into Spoon. We've seen this before between the Red Bull and the Ferrari, and this time it ended in not the Ferrari spinning.
Great pass there by Mike. Absolutely loved that. That was brilliant. That
guy Sven on new medium tyres after spinning at the chicane. is now looking to get past GA. GA's done a solid job today. Well done to GA.
So I imagine the Stam, Ogtrim and Frederick and Fester, as well as Merriam Mans, they're all going to pit shortly because they've been 9 laps on those softs. So who's going to be the first to pit? Would you probably see Frederick or Ogtrim and try and do the benefit of getting fresh tyres on, or do you think it's not as powerful here?
I think it'll be Felix. I think he'll be pitting as soon as he can to getting onto fresh rubber, because he knows he doesn't like rubber that gets worn. Now we're looking at the Ferrari of Sven, looking to get past Gordon. He's right there. He's not got the punt though that the McLaren has. He's going to try and get him into Spoon. Once again, we've seen this before. The side by side, and it didn't end in a car going off track. Gordon dropping a little bit back, but Trayman is the first to pit, alongside Chris Cans.
Yeah, fresh set of mediums on. Wow. Those going for the 2-stop then.
Well, you know better than me, because I am now a retired driver, because I'm old and decrepit.
You're younger than me, Jack.
Oh, maybe, but it doesn't mean that I've raced for a long time. I'm done. Jürgen Bell leaving a session, but he got swept into the air after the collision with Ryan Van Dube's stricken car. So it's understandable.
Mediums, Jack.
So he's come out just ahead of his teammate, which is quality for him. He has got the overcut on his teammate. Now we'll see. Well, Sven did lose a lot of time, a lot of places. Laserlord is saying that he thinks that it'll be the 1-stop, medium to soft. Wow, so Lee's looking to do that. Mr. Carroll himself.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see if our faithful leader can do that.
And yeah, that is a good point, Saeed. Will Stam react to Trainman pitting, or will he continue on?
Yeah, I know 1-stop is obviously one of the fastest strategies around here, but I still don't think mediums to soft can be competitive at the end, even on those softs. I think he's going to have to go another 8 laps on those mediums to make that viable, to be fast enough on those softs with light fuel at the end. I don't know if you agree with that, but...
Just see, what does Stam do? Stam does pit. So we'll see what the Williams does. Does he manage to get in slow enough? He does. So the Williams now rolling down into pit lane.
You've got Frederick in the pits as well.
So Friedrich into pit lane, and that means Fester too. So Lee now will be our race leader for a portion of the Grand Prix. Long time since he's led a race.
Yeah, let's see what his plans are doing. So yeah, he's up on his time there by 2/10 as he crosses the line.
He now leads, and I believe he's going to be ahead of Stam. Stam will be chasing him down, but we know for a fact that Stam is going to be faster, and Lee will not fight him as much.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as he can stay within...
Oh, Friedrich and Stam! Friedrich and Sven! Sven's round at turn 1!
Oh, no!
Big collision for the Ferrari! Ah, he just went into... Oh, he's blocked Manzo! Manzo's going to think, what's he doing? And he cuts back across him saying, see you later.
Wow. Incident pack race then. So, yeah, before that happened, Jack, I was just saying, if Lee can keep, not necessarily in front, but at least with Stam, you know, it's a 21-second pit stop, or 21 to 22-second pit stop around here. You know, you could very well still come out in front of the likes of Miriam Man, and that guy Sven. So he could still be within reach of a podium here, I think, with Lee.
I think there will be lots of things to go. This race will be a nice long one. We do like a nice long race here in SFR.
Yeah,
but
15 laps remaining.
Whoa! Dodge Special Energy skimming the gravel, doing the Valtteri Bottas-esque move there. Managed to catch it though without hitting the wall.
So Stam's now within 3 seconds of SFR Lee and closing. That time's coming slowly down. Let's just check. I'll check while you're watching away. I'll tell you what Lee's done on his final sector.
To be completely honest, I don't think he'll be dropping away very slowly. I think he'll be cutting over very quickly, as Mr. Carroll will have to yield to the Flying Williams.
Yeah, Lee's still 2/10 up on his fastest time.
Is that down to Lee being quick, or Lee's fastest time just being really slow?
Yeah, well, I would like to say that.
Gotta bully Carroll. Hagen with a 3-second time penalty in P13. As we look forward, on a TV where I got so much white, the white balance is really bright. I could barely read half the names.
Wow.
Chris Can, obviously we know, he's out the race. So 13 runners here in Suzuka.
We've got Stam closing in on Lee rapid now, Jack.
Said so, didn't I?
Yeah, he's just coming up to the hairpin now. Obviously, Lee is on old mediums, 12 laps on those medium tyres, but he will be going as long as possible.
That's 6 seconds for the Norwegian driver at the end of the race. It will be added to his time. That's the worst way to say that in the world. Hagen into pit lane with 10 lap worn tyres, and Stam. I think Lee will know, and Lee will know. Right, he's got a 5-second gap to Trainman. Let him through as soon as possible.
Yeah, you don't want to waste any time fighting that when you're on old tyres. It'd be pretty frivolous to do that.
The race win is out of question because I think Sven's made so many mistakes. Not even his fault. I don't think the second one. The second one definitely was his fault. He went in too hot, trying to expect Friedrich to have the same punt after coming out of pit lane. It just didn't happen. Stam, the fastest man on track.
Just having to check down the penalties. Most of these have been served. Is not Luke Becky? I think he's out now. He came
Luke Becky is out of the race after a collision at 130R.
Wow. So looking down.
I believe he was the one. I believe ultimately he was the one that got tipped around and by Ryan Van Dumen started. But once again, I can't say that's the word of gospel due to the fact that I was spectating a car and I had to assess it really fast. Hello, Madgy.
So, Ogre Trainman, he's on 3-second penalty, so that'll be to watch out for when it comes to podiums at the end, Jack.
Most certainly will. Linnell, who already has time penalties himself, is trying to stay ahead of Stam. He's going defensive. I think Lee would like to slow down the Greek driver and maybe try and have a race at the end. But I don't think it's going to happen as we watch the Toro Rosso, better name, trying to get through. That's not an overtaking move. He tried it, but he thought better of it and stamped on the brakes hard. Manzo, though, is going for it. And GA shafted a little bit wide. Go on.
We just got a bit of lag then as Lee was overtaken by Stam. I actually thought we were going to have an accident there, but luckily the car's ghosted, so thankfully Stam came through clean on that one, just going through Casio Triangle.
Everyone knows that we're incredibly biased towards Lee now. We always have been.
Man, he's just such a nice guy, Jack. How can you not love the guy?
I don't know. The way he spanked me the other night wasn't nice.
I must have missed that, Jack.
Hello, Lisa. How are you doing? I'm going to get torn off for that one. Oh, well. What we're going to do, Storm, though, on hard tyres. He's really reeling drivers ahead of him. GA seems to be going backwards since getting overtaken by Manzo. And there we go, Storm to the inside line on Gordon. Gordon, the Scotsman around is Storm. Getting turned into by Gordon, I believe. Oh, I gotta say.
Watching that guy Sven, Jack, he's closing in on Miriam Mans, just coming through the S-curves.
Thank you, Madgy. Almost as good as you. I gotta say, as much as you hate to say it, the crash model on this game is absolutely brilliant. Sven looking to get punted. I see the driver. I will send it to you later. I see the driver get punted at the top of Eau Rouge and Radion, and he went into the air. Like genuinely flew up into the air. It was amazing. But Sven, closer and closer to Manzo. And I think Lee is going to be looking to be pitting, I think, a lap 16, maybe a lap 17, to try and go for, I don't know, he's trying to go for 10 laps.
Well, I think 16 would be okay, actually, because you could still do 11 laps on softs round here, I think, and still be quite competitive.
So we will see. Lee's actually closing the gap on Stam just a little bit.
Yeah, it was half a second at the start of the Sector 2, but it's now dropped to 1.2. Unless he was closing and then made a mistake, we don't know. Shadow Britain getting a 3-second.
God, he's made something major happen there between Stam and Lee. That might be down actually at the hairpin there.
I think Lee's back axle's looking a bit slidey now, though.
Saeed saying that all the time you have to leave the space. Fernando Alonso, Britain 2014. I didn't hear that radio message because I was there until I went home and watched the race. I thought it was great. Manzo making a mistake. Now the number 9 Ferrari is going to try and get through on the Mercedes number 22. No, it's not Jenson Button. But Lee, he's lost a lot of time, so I think it's time for those tyres to go off. And get on. 12 lap stints on the softs isn't bad.
It's doable. I think it's doable. I mean, the end of lap 16, so you'll be doing effectively you're doing 10 and a bit laps, aren't you?
Yeah. And it depends if he like kills them on the first lap. You can do that.
Well, yeah, you can.
Lee is right within it. Where's he going to come out though? If he pits, I think he'll be coming.
21 second pit stops. That'll be 24 seconds.
7, 8?
That'll be around GA, just in front of GA.
So 7th place if he pits.
Yeah.
And now he's got to make sure that he battles through as well.
So I'm just on board with GA now.
He's in. Lee's in.
130R.
Lee's into pit lane now, so we'll stick on board with Lee Nell as we see what tyres he's going to go on. They look to be soft tyres on the Toro Rosso. They are. He's dropped out. He's now been serviced. There is the Ferrari in the background. He's going to come out right behind Sven, who's going to be attacking Manzo. What can Manzo do? Here's GA.
GA's coming across the finish line now.
Manzo has been passed by Sven, and Lee has got out right ahead. And now the hunt begins for the podium. Can the Bulls charge begin? Can he do a Pierre Gasly?
Well, I think he's safe, Jack, from GA. GA's done 16 laps on those mediums, mate, so I think he's safe here. So it's just a matter of how quickly can SFR Lee come up that order towards that podium position.
Lee has had a few fantastic races in SFR, almost winning the championship, back just losing it in the last round of possibly one corner from T. Jonas all those seasons ago. He's looking to really reignite that. He's really lit his flame recently in SFR.
Well, he's closing fast on the back of Miriam Mans and that guy Sven. You can see him just up ahead the road.
The thing with Lee, he's got to make sure that these guys don't overdrive the car and crash into him. Because Lee won't be the one to crash.
Or overheat those tyres.
I can tell you now, Lee won't be the one to crash because I may have crashed into him at Monaco a few seasons ago. There was a lapped car. The leader was coming through. He was going to chuck it at the inside of Nobel. I had to turn away so I didn't hit the leader. I ended up hitting him.
Wow. And we've got the Shadow Britain swapping places with Mike Bards.
Yeah, he moved out the way, so I'm not sure what happened there. But Mike Bards with an engine glitch, the Honda engine sounding about as good as a bag of nails. Friedrich under pressure from Fester. Fester's got to make a hold, but I think Fester might stick behind him and do a Marc Marquez, knowing that he's got a penalty, and pass him maybe on the last lap, or try and wait until the penalties take effect. GA to pit lane onto soft.
Man's on the guy Sven, Jack. He's right on his gearbox, mate, coming through the S's.
This is what kills Lee, because he's on a controller. This is the point of the track which really kills Lee's charge.
Yeah, it's difficult. I'm on controller at the minute, and it's difficult.
So pushing now, drivers into pit lane for the final stages of this race.
So,
go on then, Dan. What are you looking at?
Miriam Mans on 7-lap-old mediums chasing down that guy Sven.
He's starting to struggle, I think. He's made a few mistakes like that.
Yeah. Lee's now within 1.2 of Miriam Mans, literally almost on the back of his gearbox.
Storm with a penalty.
Wow, that's the second one in 10 minutes, isn't it?
I don't keep track.
I do try, because it's always interesting at the end when penalties play a part of finishing places.
Most definitely. Fester closer and closer to the podium. Friedrich's got some hell of a speed in the Renault, and the Haas has to get close to him. That's by one per stream. And we're looking at it. God, he closed in loads in the Casio triangle, but he needs to now power it out. The bump there is horrendous, though, for the cars.
Yeah, it is. And do you know what's worse about that bump? It's not there in real life.
There's a bump there in the pit lane. Sector 1, yellow flags are waving. I'm not sure who it's going to be, so we'll keep on top. Sector 1 is a constant yellow. It's someone's wide. It's red. Oh my goodness me, that wasn't Trainman, was it? No damage on the tyres. It's Hagen. Hagen is losing it all, and he's into the wall once more.
Wow, so that's the yellow flag in Sector 1, because we've got Miriam Mans but right on the back of Sven again now.
Storm back into pit lane.
And then Lee on the back of Miriam Mans. So if that guy Sven's not careful, he could very well get jumped by 2 cars here.
It so depends on how aggressive Manzo is. The Italian driver looking to pass the Italian team. There's Hagen, who's going to really get in the way of these guys. He's off track. Is Hagen. And Lee's going to be thinking, what's he doing? Remember, that's race director Lee now behind everyone else.
Yeah. Last 8 laps of this race.
I tried to bribe him to change his PlayStation name to that.
Oh, really?
Race director Lee now. It didn't happen. Manzo's got some pace now. He's found something in the Mercedes that's made it right. Well, we know that car doesn't like to follow anyone.
Yeah, Lee's watching this battle. He's probably biding his time and hoping that these two will trip over each other.
Well, that's what Lee. That's what happened between Lee and everyone else. He was biding his time behind everyone else. He managed to stay behind it. I've just been informed that apparently a copyright claim for one of our videos was put up, but it's not a strike thanks to FOM and they're hating me. But Lee's got the pace now. Lee's on the run. Sven moving one way. That's twice. That's 3 times. That's weaving. Lee thought about it. Yeah, he's done that now, but twice in the race with different drivers. Lee's looking to get through. He's going to fight him into the S's. Lee's going to have to turn in at some point, and look at the move there.
Wow.
Manzo knowing to get out of the way. Well done to him.
That was a great line taken by Lee. Great line.
Fester, it's wrong. And now the battle for 4th place. And Fester, it's happened. I knew it was happening.
You called it. Have you got a crystal ball there, Jack?
No, I've got one thing that's a ball shape though, and that is my love for racing. I'm not going to say what it is because that will be when the censorship laws comes out. Lee now, he's got to turn the pace. Got to say that Manzo was so respectful there. He knew, and Lee was turning in. He was trying to get set up for the corner. He wasn't further enough along, and Manzo had to just hit the brake and go right, get forwards. I'm not going to be able to go too wide through here.
Yeah, that was good. That was very good. Now that guy spends on 12 lap hole medium, so I think it's inevitable. It's not a case of when. It's not a case of if. It's a case of when, mate.
So Lee now
get past that guy Sven.
Lee now has all the Infinity Stones. Is looking to pass the Iron Man-esque driver in front. Avengers Endgame joke. I have to make that because Lee hasn't seen it. Lee hasn't seen Endgame at all. I know, the punishment.
DRS opens for Lee, Jack.
So now we'll see. Does Sven weave any more than he did last time? He did a little bit last time. Now Lee's going to try it around the outside. We've seen this happen before. Sven's going to stay ahead because Lee knows that he's faster. The bull is about to charge, and hopefully he doesn't kill the horse.
I think Sven's a bit spooked here. He keeps going across onto the dirty side of the track. I think he's losing his composure here.
He is, and Lee, cool, collected driver. We're comparing pictures from 10 years old, from 10 years ago, me and him earlier, and that was rather entertaining. Storm the fastest man on track in P10. He will get the extra fast at that point if that is still his lap at the end of the race.
I think he could be close enough to get it into the hairpin here.
No, not yet. Not into the hairpin. He's got to really be brave if he's going to send it there. The Red Bull, Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri next year. You know what AlphaTauri is? I've said this several times on the stream.
No, go on.
AlphaTauri is Red Bull's clothing line.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What a stupid name. It means first star. Like, literal translation from Italian is first star. Because Turi is a star.
Wow. That has got to be one of the worst facts I've ever heard.
Oh, I've got a better fact. Max
Who
Verstappen's
comes
sister's
up
called
with these
Victoria.
names?
She's very good looking. That and I flirted with Sophia Flores, so yeah.
Got to miss in the first curve.
He's got to do it now. He's got the power on it. The the Honda engine is going to pass it. Oh, he squeezed to the wall.
Oh, that was a bit cheeky, but
that was Schumacher. That was Schumacher and Barrichello all over again.
But he's passed. He's finally passed, and SFR Lee is chasing down Frederic. But it's a long.
He's got to get. He's got to get within 6 seconds, I believe. And I don't think Lee has any penalties himself.
No, he doesn't.
So Lee's got to compose himself and just go. Friedrich, we know his tyres are going to start to suffer sooner rather than later. And Lee's got to just not overthink the drivers behind him. Yes, he might have a championship leader behind him. Lee races with no racing line. So the fact that there's no brake marker boards around is really screwing him. Fefster with a time penalty.
Yeah, we got to remember as well, Og Trainman's also got a 3-second time penalty, which could bring Frederic up into this P2 position if he can close that 5.7 second gap.
Well, Frederic has 6.
Oh, wow.
So Friedrich running with 6 penalties, and they're as close as Lee wanted to the white line there. George Russell-esque.
Very much so.
So, not long to
still
go.
within half a second of that guy Sven, though.
Oh, Manzo's really not letting him go, has he?
No, not at all. He's on it.
This has been great. I'm really enjoying this one. I've had such a bad day as well, so I needed a smile.
Oh, that's good to hear, man.
Manzo's deep! Manzo's deep, but he managed to get going.
Wow. So while you're just tracking some people, I'm going to quickly check up on penalties again, just to remind us.
So Sven looking to close in on Lee, but it ain't going to happen. Lee is going to be off and gone. He's had his Red Bull and he's going to disappear. Can he do what Pierre Gasly did? I can't get over that because as I said before.
I literally can't get over that, Jack.
Sector 1.
P2.
Sector 1, constant yellow flag in Sector 1. I believe that might be Hagen. No, it's not. Who is that then? It's not Shadow Britain. It's a constant yellow. Or was it Festa? It was not. Okay.
Yeah, that's 22.
Lee! It was Friedrich! Friedrich's dropped a load of time to everyone else. Lee's looking to be on the podium tonight! What transpired there? We didn't look further enough ahead, and the Renault is going to be overtaken by the Toro Rosso. We can't even talk about what happened in the weekend now because Lee is looking to overtake him sooner rather than later. Maybe not into 130R because Lee knows better. Psychic connected to my old team here, the team that gave me a win this season. Sector 1 yellow flag waving more. Lee is going to think about it, but I think he's going to actually stick behind him here into 130R. Yeah. Smartest move all day has Lee done. The car's not been unsettled, and he's going to try and get him on the straight. That's what you want, on the straight line, the straightest part of the track to overtake him. 10 seconds to get at the top of the show, and Man's over time purposes. 3
second time penalty for me, man. Wow. Yeah, that's not what you wanted to see in the closing stages of this race.
Lee is going to get through into the 100 marker board. 100, I can't speak anymore, I've given up. I've just stopped running because Lee's back on the podium here in Suzuka. The race where I first DNF'd in SFR. No, I didn't. I got taken out by a Renault, actually. I was driving a Red Bull. Oops. But the Toro Rosso is through. He skimmed the grass a little bit there. I don't think... Well, to be honest, Friedrich's going to have 6 seconds added to his time. Lee's not going to have anything added to his time. No matter on the pace tonight, Lee is looking to be on that podium.
Phenomenal pace by Lee on these softs, actually. He's done really well.
Not long to go, though. So still time to change. Gordon dropping behind Storm. So Toro Rosso on a great charge tonight. No, I said at the start of the show, before you came here, Dan, was that I was actually wearing my Toro Rosso t-shirt because I'm a good fan of Toro Rosso. I always have been.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was wearing my Toro Rosso t-shirt. Hagen retires from the race, so 12 runners left in this race. No safety car deployed, though, for this driver retiring. I was wearing my Toro Rosso t-shirt at the weekend when Gasly got his podium. I was also wearing it in Germany when Daniel Kvyat got his podium.
Oh, it looks like it's a lucky top for Toro Rosso. They should sponsor it.
You got to say, all three of them. Now, Toro Rosso finally have had all three places on the podium. First, second, third.
Oh, that is a good flag, that one. I like that.
Yeah. So Friedrich dropping behind now. Lee is going to disappear off the line. We know this, even with DRS. Hagen leaving the session after a difficult race in the Renault camp. Sounds like the token saying for Renault recently.
Yeah.
I still miss the 2016 car when it was all yellow. I thought that was the prettiest car they've ever done.
Well, just looking at position changes, Jack, as well. Lee's going to be the one person in the top 10 that's the position change winner. He's done 6 places at the moment. If he finishes like this, he'll gain 6 places, which is pretty impressive to say the least.
Most definitely. Lee is doing his best job right now. Daniel, not you, Dan, the Electro Dan, saying that Toro Rosso had the best race kit. Yeah, I quite like their suit. I missed their old suit before they had like the black top. But yeah, I like or the navy top they have in it. We'll show it up on Lee when he gets to the podium. But yeah, it's Toro Rosso, great team. Love Toro Rosso. But yeah, I'm sat here in my Caterham shirt today. So I've gone really old school with F1 and gone for the Caterham. Yeah.
In Boston, some of our younger listeners won't even know who Caterham are.
Oh, I miss Caterham. I miss the green car. You know what? I still actually quite liked the 2014 car, even though the nose was horrendous. I quite liked it.
I liked the car, but yeah, it was horrendous.
Oh, I like the more aggressive one where it was like a square than the actual nose itself, not the stupid rounded off one. I thought it was awful. But then again, I like Marussia as well. I got one of their t-shirts knocking about somewhere. Stam has started the penultimate lap of the race in P1. I think it's pretty much inevitable that he'll be winning this race.
Yeah, he's looking tidy though. Don't see any mistakes coming from Stam.
Trainman, currently in P2, is going to be doing his best bet, but Lee now is really stretching his legs in P3. He's got to hope his tyres can carry on. I think, to be honest, I think they're like, right, I'm in P3 right now. Let's turn the car down a little bit.
Yeah, just save the tyres.
Save the tyres, save the fuel, save the power unit. That's all he's got to do. And the only reason I am very biased towards Red Bull and Toro Rosso because they have Honda engines, and Honda are my favourite car manufacturer ever in the world.
So just looking at that Storm at the minute, he is in the top 10 with the fastest time of 1:13.959. So unless Lee can put in a stonker on the last lap, we've also got GA, Dr. Special Energy, and Shadow all on soft tyres that could possibly do a fast lap in the closing stages.
I think, I'm not sure, it'll be interesting to see, and the current fastest lap is a, wrong one, it is a current, 39.59 by Storm. It doesn't look like anyone's actually got that close to him at all.
6/10, I think it is, to Stan, I believe.
Well, Stan doesn't have the tyres, so I don't think that will be coming anytime soon. The final lap has begun here in Suzuka. And the Japanese race has been giving us a fantastic run now. Felix with a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. I'm not sure what that's for. Manzo, though, closer as you like to Sven. He's going to have a few more moments to make the move as they get close to what looks to be the lapped car of... is that a Haas? It's a Renault of... What is that? Friedrich? That is Friedrich, sorry. I'm having a blonde moment. But Stam...
we all go.
Stam now coming through towards Spoon. He hasn't put a foot wrong this race. He was actually squeezed into turn 1 by both Ferraris. No! Lee with a penalty, but that will not affect him. That won't affect him due to Friedrich having multiple penalties. I believe Sven having some as well, and Miriam Manzo having some as well. Lee is still looking to be on the podium tonight.
Fair play to Lee here. I think. Would you say Lee for driver of the day, or would you say it'd be Stam?
Lee for driving the day so far because he has a battle back through. Stam, on the other hand, is going to come through Casio Triangle now. For the final time, after 27 times of asking, he has done it. And maybe a little bit controversially, but he is going to win the race. He's sliding, he crosses the line sideways, and he does win the race. Trainman, though, trundling forwards, is going to be the lead Ferrari tonight in P... Whoa, close to the wall there for Trainman in P2. And what can Lee do? Is Lee going to still be in P3 come the end of this race with that penalty is the questions everyone's asking. We know he'll be ahead of Friedrich. Will he be ahead of anyone else? Mike Barnes with a time penalty. Lee now coming towards the line now. Is it P3?
I think it is.
It's not!
Oh, no!
It's Sven!
Nice, Sven!
Oh, no!
Oh, unfortunate.
He'll still have driver of the day for finishing on the road in P3. 1 foot wrong. You never know. That penalty might be rescinded due to it maybe being unfair. But oh my goodness me, Mike Barnes finishing in P8. Toro Rosso a two position finishing there. He will finish in P8, so 4 positions in the way. GA is going to finish ahead of Doc Special Energy. GA finishing out in P10, and the race winner in Singapore is going to finish in P11. What a dramatic end to that race.
That was cliffhanger. Absolute cliffhanger.
Oh my goodness me. We can't even talk to we can't talk to one of the top 3 as well, because one of them doesn't speak English.
Oh wow.
Ah, well. That was phenomenal.
Wow.
Lee saying that he was 15th at one point.
Oh wow.
So driver of the day goes to Lee.
Definitely. Agreed.
The stewards are going to be very busy tonight.
Thankfully, that's not me.
The usual suspects up on the top 2 Ferraris and the Williams.
Wow, there you go. 2 Ferraris on the podium as well.
Yeah, what a brilliant race. Oh, wow. 2 Swedish driver and a Greek driver back on the podium. Felix saying silly. I'm not sure how that race went with him, but nonetheless, anyone who finished this race is a winner in my book.
So Lee had 6 seconds in total. He must have had a penalty early on that we missed.
Okay. Who you report crashes to, send them to me, and I'll get them to the stewards. So, here are the race results, barring any stewards' investigations. Stam finishing in P1 ahead of Trainman in P2 and Sven in P3, but on the road, Lee finished in P4. Manzo finishing in P5 ahead of Friedrich, who's in P6. Felix is in P7 and Storm is in P8. Mike Bards is in P9 and G8, rounding up the top 10 in P10. Outside of the points was Dr. Special Energy in P11 and Shadow Brendan in P12. Drivers who did not finish this race: Chris Kahn, Hagen, Mad G, Ryan Van Doom, Jurgen Mel, Luke Beck, Psychomich, Topics, all did not finish the race.
Wow. Some big
And
names
relax.
there that didn't finish.
Good lord, that was fun.
You can breathe now, Jack.
To do most of that race on my own and to catch what I did, I think I'm quite proud of that.
I would be very proud of that, mate. That is a feet and a half. But I'm gutted I missed the start, to be honest with you, mate, because it looked like it was going to be it was an interesting start to the race.
I'm going to quickly, because I'm having a moment now, I can't remember what, I was on my own thing earlier. I'm going to quickly check what the next race is, so let me just select a driver so I can actually see what the next race is. The next race is Mexico! So join us next week for Mexico, but before we do anything else, let's have a look at the drivers of the top 3. Oops, I can't work my controller anymore. I'm having a blonde, I'm definitely blonde now. Okay. Yeah, Lee's already brought up avoiding action. So well done. Oh, he got the penalty for avoiding someone else. But yeah, that was great.
Was it the lap car that we saw towards the end? Was it the Haas or something?
No, it was avoiding the incident earlier on in the race, in the big pile up in the top 3. Now let's get the Ferraris in and have a word with them. Sven saying he can't make. Has he then? We will invite him from the. A duck. He's a duck. I'm a sexy redhead, so you know. I like my redhead picture. I think it's great. And inviting Tramer. Tonight, as we know that Stam doesn't speak very good English. Let's have a look. I've already seen something in the comments chat. Mike Bard saying, oh, yeah. So Psychomich already putting in his incident between him and Mike Bards.
Wow. So,
Oh.
Stewards reviews coming in already, eh?
Oh, yes. It's going to be a long night for them. We'll see if Trainman can make it.
Next week for Mexico.
It will be,
Very
because there's hopefully returning Gaming Things will be serving his qualifying ban, even though he started questioning why he didn't have to serve it, why he why his the guy who took his place wouldn't serve it, because you know it's your penalty, you will serve it. You're not going to try and salber it back in 2001 when they tried to do that. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, Max my F1 knowledge.
10 out of 10 for trying though.
Oh yeah, you can try your best.
Yeah.
Matt G's already saying he has no words for what happened to him. I think there was multiple people saying that there was problems between one driver, but I won't say who. It doesn't look like we can have a train man joining us tonight. Nonetheless, though, of the racing you did see, Dan, how was that race?
Mate, it makes me even more gutted that I wasn't here for the start.
Oh,
that was.
Gamey Things had a race ban. Sorry, let me correct that. He had a race ban rather than a qualifying ban. So he's been given a race ban, and he will not be having another penalty. So that is completely my mistake. Thank you, Lee, for correcting me. Okay. Try and do that again. How did you enjoy that race from what you saw?
Yeah, mate, honestly, absolutely brilliant. I loved the overtaking that we saw, the pit strategies that we saw as well. Obviously, Lee making that late charge. The shock of not seeing him on the podium. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I just really wish I'd have seen it from the start. So, apologies for not being with you, Jack.
Oh, it's absolutely fine. You came here towards the end and you really helped out towards the end.
How did you find it then, mate?
I tell you what, I want to watch that back. I really enjoyed that. And that was really fun. So, I implore anyone who was driving, please watch this race. This was great. But the stewards will be busy. But SFR doesn't just stop here. Tomorrow, GP2 will be running up their engines and driving onto the track. Are you going to be watching GP2 tomorrow night?
Unfortunately, not tomorrow, because I will be also commentating elsewhere.
Okay. So he's being a bit of a slut. We will see. There we go. There goes the PG rating. There goes the PG rating.
You're discharged.
On Thursday night, the Premier drivers will be heading back onto track, and make sure you check that out because the championship is only just heating up with only a few points in it between Medium Pilot and the rest of the group. But we're done for tonight here in GP3. Dan, thanks for joining us towards the end.
Thanks for having me, mate.
And we will see you next time for the Mexican Grand Prix here in GP3. Have a very good time and enjoy the Formula E this weekend. Oh, we're going to bring that one up. And we'll see you next time. Ta-ra, guys.
See you later, guys.